So this is Return of the Obra Dinn. If you've never heard of it, hopefully you're already kind of intrigued by the 1-bit graphics on the title screen here. I'm not going to play a lot of this because this is one of those games that you really want to experience for yourself, but like I will play through the first simple tutorialish area of it, let's say. But yeah, absolutely amazing game. Which definitely didn't just freeze. Oh, okay, just return. Right. So the premise of this is, yes, this ship that went out to sea has returned. Everybody seems to be dead, and they're just sending you out to check out.
Man, woke me up. Said you'd need ferry to the Obra Dinn.
This looks made up.
Not many eager for that job. Seems a bit late if you ask.
I didn't.
What's in the box?
I don't know. I'll hoist it up in a few minutes.
Hey! How?
Carefully.
But yeah, so we've been sent out here to this ship that has returned from where it was to check out what happened to the crew. Here's our little friend who brought us here. And we're just a detective of sorts. A totally normal sort. No weird powers at all. And yeah, the look of the game is like really trying to evoke like original Macintosh, like black and white graphics adventure games, like the original use of Shadowgate and Deja Vu and all those, but in, you know, fully rendered 3D, and it is a sight to behold. Just like the look of this game is astounding. But yeah, we are here on this ship. We are here to find out what happened to the crew. And we're going to start off by wandering around a bit. Very basic first-person setup. And we can't really do anything much until we find a place to start our investigation, because we need proper clues to go off. Yeah, let's call them clues. And like again, just the specific like dithered shading too is such a oh, here we go. Such a good recreation of like what the inspiration looked like back in the day.
It's too heavy. Take it yourself or open it here.
Okay. So here are our proper investigation tools. We have a book. Short version is this kind of is the basic layout of what happens. We have a nice little map of the ship's route, some deck plans, the full crew list, well, crew and passengers even. These are the people who are on here that we have to account for in some way. There are 60 of them. We have a nice little sketch of, I believe, everybody on board. Not quite labeled, but they're all in here somewhere, I think. And then we have some unfilled pages where we will have to eventually piece together the narrative of what happened. Oh, there's a nice little glossary in the back, too, for nautical terms you might not know. And then we have our little compass here, which is our primary tool for our investigation. If you take the compass and you happen to find a person who is no longer alive, you can learn some things about them. Such as this here skeleton.
Captain! Open the door! Kick it in. Ah! Lest we break it down and take more than those shells! You bastards may take exactly what I give you!
So that was the audio of the last moments of this person's life, and here is the perspective of presumably this guy and what was going on with him. And we have a limited range we can explore around in, but we can see some things. So he was standing here. He was facing this way. When this fine gentleman, who does not seem to be wearing a shirt, left a room with some overturned furniture, fired this here gun, which seems to have hit him pretty much right dead center of the chest, and been fairly effective of a shot. While this guy is standing here as well, observing this, and let's see what else we got going on. Okay, fine. There's some people running up to the top of the deck, but yeah. So, here's our first proper mystery. We found a corpse here. Right there. We have 3 people who are present in total. Don't know who this is, or this is, or this is really. But we can perhaps make some guesses. I can have a nice little audio log of the audio that played. And this is the main thing we need to work out, is who got shot there, or who died there, I should say. I think we have some idea of how he was killed, because and here are various options of what his status may be. It's pretty clear, I think, that he was shot with a gun. And the person who shot him, presumably, was the captain, what was shouting captain at him. Now then. That, I believe, would be the captain. This is who's being shot. This was some other guy who was present for it. And we can go back and explore some more. There's also someone running up here, but can't quite tell who, because his face is away from the scene. So yes, let's take a close look at some faces. Okay, he's got that mustache. This guy has a bit of an Abraham Lincoln beard. This guy has his little hat. So let's see. Trying to remember how this works exactly mechanically. But here we have our another one of our big photos, or sorry, we have our one big photo. It's kind of a collection of things. I believe. So we've seen this guy somewhere. And we can kind of bookmark that. But we do know who this person is. And yeah, a big part of this game is, like, it doesn't hand you the answers. Like, I'm fairly sure this is the captain because they call him the captain. This... okay. Okay, I forgot what I was expecting that sort of thing, yeah. It will kind of let you know when you can properly work something out by making their faces clearer. When it's all blurred out like this, it's like you really would just be like taking a blind guess. So we don't know who this is yet. We do know that he was just shot. And we're fairly confident he was shot by the captain. I'm trying to remember. Here's our current chapter. Yeah, okay, so he was shot. That's the captain shooting him. And this is someone with a gun in this picture who was shooting at this person hanging off a rope here. So we can probably work with that if we look at the... what is the... let me do that. This is... oh, this is leaving the scene, right? Yeah, okay. It's been a while since I played this. I'm trying to remember some of the specifics of how it works. But for now, this is not the only course we have to work with. Because we also have, in here, two more. So let's see what we have to work with out of this.
Where are they? Must be in here someplace. They're at The bottom of the sea.
Sneak off her drink really quick. Oh, it's gonna be longer dialogue. Okay, so here we have these other two. That guy has already been shot and is out there still. Here's our shirtless friend who was shooting with that gun, presumably, and has now pulled out a knife of some kind and is doing fun things to the neck of this other guy. In some manner of squabble. Also, someone up here with a knife in his teeth is coming to say hello. So that's a bit more information to go off of. Well, we don't really know who this is yet, but pretty sure he was knifed by the captain. So we got that much at least. Because, I mean, yeah, that's a knife. That's him. Was there anything else in this little particular memory worth noting? This guy had an axe before getting shot. There was this guy we were kind of following up here who, again, seems to have hopped down off of here. Yep, there he is. To join in the combat we have going on. And I think that's probably all we can get out of this scene. But we have a third perspective to check, at least. Yeah, just a third. What's your story? I forgot that's in the game, oh well. So, you know, Captain Murderface here clearly won that one. And here, oh, here's that third person who was presumably hopping down here and coming in. And what is he holding here? It's some kind of wooden spear? I'll have to check what our options are. But yeah. He also seems to have taken a knife while he's smacking this guy. There's nobody else, like, skulking about, right? Oh, there is. Somebody in a bed there. Interesting. Well, don't know who this is either, but he's been clubbed by this guy that we're pretty sure is the captain. It was kind of the only other one here, yeah. I believe I could label these wrong, but just let me do that, by the way. In fact, there's an achievement for getting all the information wrong. I can zoom in, right. Okay, so, yeah. And if I zoom in on this person, then... Okay, that's... I was actually not sure if I remember that was the thing. But, yeah. This, apparently, is who that is. So we'll have to remember when we go back to the real world that there is someone possibly dead on a bed in here in the captain's quarters. I think that's all I got from that one. So, yeah. And now, in fact, as we further take in the scene, oh, there was a fourth body in here. Who is this?
Abigail, your brother, my friend. I shot him dead.
And they are piecing some things together here.
I'll be with you soon, my love. Please forgive me for everything.
Well, let's bring our forensics here. So, shot this guy, came in here, got attacked by this guy, got him with a knife, came in here because this guy was coming through the back door, clubbed him in the head, and then came back here and got hold of his gun again. Yeah, that's a pretty clear one, honestly. It's definitely him. So, yeah. Again, nobody else is coming through this way. There's nobody else out here. So, here, we got a pretty clear... Who is this? What happened to him? We've already identified that this face belongs to the captain. And... Again, this game's very good at, like, not, you know, properly confirming you get things right. What it does is, yeah, when you have three people that are correct, well, yeah, you got that whole set. Which keeps you from being able to just, like, kludge your way through the game. Mostly. Or at least it makes it a lot harder to do so. But yeah, again, like, I'm showing this one chapter because, like, this kind of tutorial chapter, and things are very clear. Towards the end of the game, though, these get, like, really hard because it's like, well, there's 4 people who were just, you know, diving off the ship there, or on that, This is where this happened, by the way, on the map. 4 people died on the ship there, and it's like, well, they could only be these in the process of elimination, or like, well, this name sounded French, so that's who that is. But yeah, we have one more body here in this bed. But before I get into that, I'd also like to bring this up for a second. Because the captain said the name Abigail, and I shot your brother. So, it's worth looking in here. Do we have an Abigail? We do. We have one Abigail Hoscut Widower, which is a heck of a name. And if we just run down the page real quick here, do we happen to have any others with that particular last name? Da-da. We do not seem to have anybody else with that particular last name. So sometimes, you know, you don't have the same last name as your siblings. However, we do know that she's from Scotland, and there aren't a whole lot of people from Scotland on the ship. So, if it came down to it, we had to take kind of a guess, and this is how stuff does work later in the game. Yeah. Oh, that's Kevin's last name, isn't it? Yes. So she's presumably married to the captain. But it's possible her brother was the first mate here. Or the purser, because they're both from Scotland as well. And, like, some of the later puzzles, that is, like, how you do. Just that kind of closed book. There we go. But yeah, we have one last thing to check out in this chapter. So... But yeah, like some actual real detective work is the stuff in this. So she died a bit earlier than everybody else here, and some stuff's going on. You know, just some things that'll happen when you're out at sea. Specifically, she seems to have been hit by this very large piece of wood being held by this very large tentacle. And, you know, not the only casualty of this event, it seems. There's a bit going on. Got some water crashing in. It just looks very nice. This, you got half a guy being dragged around by someone else. Yeah, there's kind of a lot happening here. That specifically is, yeah, a whole separate chapter where apparently there is a large kraken or octopus of some kind. And there were a lot of other people in that one. There was that guy who got, you know, clubbed later on. There's these other two women. There is whoever this is in this. We can learn more about at the moment. So these people, yeah, that's a lot. But what we can say is, I guess she was clubbed by, let's see. A beast of some kind. I want to be clubbed or want to be crushed. Okay, yeah. That's probably... Well, No, I think I'm gonna go with Clubbed by Terrible Beast. That's. And also, I feel like we have some idea who this is, because again, asking for her husband has the last name Witterell. There we go. And, yeah. I can also extend out from all this and go through this whole memory, I believe. I know this person, for instance. Or at least find where that body went. If we would perhaps like to learn more. So here's like the phantom memory of that as seen from the other death memory that, yeah, whoever this was died here. So, you know, what happened to this guy is, well, he had a bad time from our tentacly friend here. Oh, hey, here's that guy who, got in the fight with the captain at the end. And, this, like, crude, wooden spear he seems to have is what he grabbed and smacked him with. You don't seem to be engaged in that in particular. This guy here, freaking out. Or is, I guess, catching a gun, being tossed to him by this person here. Yeah. Well, present for that one. And here again, I got my Twitchy watch. So as I explore this memory and see these various people who are helping to try to rescue this guy in their various ways. That's some kind of caged animal there. Someone else clutching to this, whatever you call this. But who else died at this particular moment, I wonder? If we were to look around through the cool 1-bit rain. Someone over here. We can follow that along. Yeah, so right over here by this cage. And this is basically how the game plays out. You get the one person's death. You can hopefully find stuff out from that. Hopefully you will see in their perspective somebody else who just died. I think and then can like trace it backwards from there. There's a reason you start at the end of the book, basically. And eventually, if you are observant enough and make a couple educated guesses, you will eventually work out who all of these people were and how they died, and also like the whole narrative of this weird, freaky voyage they were on, which, as you may have guessed from the giant tentacle monster, like goes some places. There are weirder things than that, in fact. Once you get into a bit. But yeah, the real thing you uncover too is like the whole narrative of like, okay, so like why are these people all attacking each other or being attacked by these monsters, or what other, why are these people being, you know, burned or decapitated or torn apart or struck with hooves, perhaps. Or who is still alive and where did they sneak off to? Yeah. You get the idea. So again, I don't want to keep playing it too much because it's a game that's like, it's really unique and it's really good, and I don't want to give too much of it away. But yeah. And you don't, by the way, find the body of all 60 people. A lot of them, like, in, say, the big Kraken attack, a lot of them just get, like, dragged underwater, and, like, well, they died down there somewhere, out at sea, so we're not going to get their perspective. Or they didn't die, they got on a boat and, like, took off during one of these incidents, so we're not going to get their perspective, and you just have to work it out from there. But, yeah. That's the basic idea of Return to the Obra Dinn. It's a, like, proper detective game with kind of a weird supernatural thing and kind of a, like, serious nautical history sort of thing. And a really just amazing visual style that's not like anything else I've ever seen. Or it is, but, like, you know, still image-based adventure games on the Macintosh in, like, 1986 or whatever. So yeah, I'm tempted to just keep going through here, but like, no, that was, I think that was a good taste of that. But no, you can, if you weren't on a Mac back in the day, by the way, and you're more on the PC side of things, we can do that too. We got our IBM Vision. More of a Zenith thing if you want the amber look. Perhaps a Commodore fan. Or a different IBM. Ooh, or some LCD display. With that crispness to it. But yeah, the default is old black and white means black and white Mac game. Yeah. Just excellent game. From Lucas Pope, who, if I recall, is the creator of Papers, Please, and this was the follow-up, so that's, like, a way to spend your money.